What if I told you you could go from I've got an idea to a working app in under 30 minutes without any code whatsoever? Just recently, I've made my own daily crypto alpha app. I've also done one for AI strategies. And I've also built my own Chrome extension. And this all costs me next to nothing. And this is stuff that a dev would have literally charged me thousands of dollars for. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. And remember, in this video, no code whatsoever. You might watch other videos where they say it's no code or vibe coding, and then they start messing about, opening terminals up, and then you're like, what the hell's going on here? And it's very, very difficult to follow. Thank God we're at a situation now with AI where you don't have to bother with that anymore. And to be honest, if you know code, my opinion, it might actually even slow you down, because the rate at which AI will iterate so much faster than you manually looking through code anyway. So with Claude, and I'll link it down below, we're going to use Claude Code. And what you're doing with Claude here is you're describing the app you want to create. Now, I'll give you a handy tip here, because you might be like, well, look, I've got no idea what I want to do, what I want to create. Always start first with apps that help you day to day. It's a really good starting point, like productivity apps. And if you can't think of one, ask the AI. So just say, based on what you know about me, what kind of apps could I create that would help me save time and be much more productive every single day? Click send. Let AI do the thinking so you don't have to. And quickly it will start going through a few. And from here you just have to pick one. But the trick here is don't jump straight into app building. Try and do some back and forth discussion with the AI chatbot. And for this, you can use Claude. Just for the talking part, you can use Claude, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini. This initial part doesn't matter. When we're coding though, we're going to use Claude Code. So there's loads there, but one of them, like you see here, is Crypto News Digest. So every single day, what the app will do is crawl through the entire internet and get all of the important, for example, crypto information every single day, categorize it for me, and then describe it to me in the way that I understand, and then add a few sentences at the bottom which will help me in case I want to make content on that topic. That's what I basically asked it to do, with some back and forth chit chat. Now, two ways we can do it. Once you've got your idea, you go back and forth, ask Claude to specify or to code the app. So for example, let's take number 7. You can literally just ask it, code the app for number 7 in artifacts. And I'll show you what artifacts is in a minute. So whilst it's doing that, if you click on the left hand side here, you'll see new chat projects and artifacts. Click on the 4th one down there. And if you don't see that, go into your settings and you can change settings so that this shows. Artifacts, very simple. It's almost like a sample demo app. It's an initial starting point, and it can create that for you, and that will be a fully working app. And then later, if you want to publish it and create something more formal, you want to add payment gateways, stuff like that, you can do that later. But you don't need to do that initially, especially if it's just an app for you. So artifacts is a really good starting point. Just click on new artifact here. Asks you what type of artifact it is. Let's say you're doing a productivity tool, you can click on that one. And again, it's based on your recent work. I can see a few directions. So it's giving you suggestions anyway, but if you don't want it to do suggestions, you know what you want, just type in what you want. And I didn't put the number here, so let me just clarify, I meant number 7. And you can see it's starting to build that there. But if you wanted to do it in artifacts, just copy and paste this. And I've asked for Crypto News Digest, and then it gives me a value proposition. It breaks it down for me. It breaks down phase 1, phase 2, exactly what will be in it. Have a read through this. Just take a couple of minutes. It's not going to take long. Just have a quick read through. See if it's something you want or something you don't want, or if there's some areas you prefer or not. I'll give you another really kind of advanced tip here. Before you do this, because it's asking, shall I start phase 1 right now? Pulse Crypto News, lets you input your portfolio, blah, blah, blah. It can start right now. That's no problem. But let me give you an advanced tip. This is called the Ask User Question tool. And here, what you can do is you can ask it to interview you and ask you questions about, for example, the design, the technical implementation, all of these more advanced things. So let me just copy and paste. The full prompt would be this. And so you can have a look at this, take a screenshot. I'll make sure to link it below in our free school group as well, so you can have a look there. But this is what you can do. But if you want to keep it very, very basic, I've just asked to interview me with some more questions so we could be a bit more specific on the output of the news app. And that's really cool because it asks you questions. It gets you thinking. I find this very, very helpful. And this is why Claude is so good at this coding concept. So here you can answer some of these questions and then it will get going. For example, it's asking you how many summaries you want per day, etc., etc. So what I put here is I want breaking news, 15 per day, mix of coin types, no tracking, formatted with a strong hook, strong layperson takeaway at the end, basic web daily dashboard. Please start building now. Go. And now it's off building. While it's doing that, let's create another app in the meantime because we could do, a few at the same time. Let's do something really complicated, something that years ago I would have spent thousands of dollars with a developer doing. Something like a Chrome extension. How the hell are we going to do that? So remember, this is something very basic, and we'll come back to how to create this into an app in just a moment. At the moment, it's just going to create a website link or website page. Let's take it a step further. I'll link this down below. You have a few options here. You have Replit, you have Bolt, and there are probably many other AI generators as well. And these are basically app builders. And these have been around for a while now. But what you can do is you can build in bolt.new, but you can use Claude the whole time. You can basically copy and paste from Claude and go back and forth. Because Claude is really, really good at not only building things, asking the right questions, but also troubleshooting. Because when I first started using these a year or two ago, I kept running into kind of sticking points, and then I couldn't get any further with the app. But now that doesn't happen anymore. Claude always gets you through. So here, you can actually ask Claude, what should I put into bolt.new if I wanted to build such and such app? So you can see here, in this sample, everything's created, and this is what it will look like. But note that this on the right hand side, this is not the actual news. This is not live data. This is just a sample. And you can see it's quite clean, quite nice for the phase 1 MVP. So you could say, great, I am ready to build in Bolt. Please give me the full initial command to build this out. Remember, I haven't done any coding. I'm just chatting with the chatbot like you guys have probably been doing for a while now. And pretty instant response here. It's done the command for me. So it just says copy and paste this and get going. So in the top right here, you see the copy button. Click that, go into Bolt, click, paste, build now. That's it. It's going to start building. And Bolt I'll link below as well. Just create a free account for now. And if you want to use the paid one, if you're using a lot of tokens and stuff, then obviously you can feel free to do that. But remember, the main thing is we don't have time to mess about learning code. We don't want to learn code. And obviously the future is you don't need to. And I wouldn't be surprised if non-coders start creating much better apps than actual coders, because it's more how you prompt and the back and forth. It's more the idea, it's more the execution, it's more the systems you put in place. That all of that's way more important than how good lines of code you can write. So you've got two apps building alongside, and this one is done. And now we're building the real version of this artifact. So the artifact is really cool. It creates a nice sample for you. Bolt creates the real app, and whilst we're waiting for that to finish, let's do the Chrome extension. This is where it gets only ever so slightly more complicated, only because you have to download an app to your Mac or Windows desktop. That's all. You're still not doing any code at all. And the one I would recommend is Cursor. Again, you watch Cursor videos online, and there's all these lines and lines of code, and it all looks very complicated. We're not doing any of that. Download Cursor for Mac OS. You can see here, I'm using a Mac, so download for Mac OS. And this is what it looks like. And open it up, do all of the usual things, register emails and stuff like that, and then start a new project. And to do that, just create a desktop folder on your desktop, because that's what you use when you open a new project. And then when you've created a random folder, just click open project, open that folder. So I've called mine test project, so I've just opened test project there. Click open, and we're off and running. Don't overcomplicate it. You've got editor here and agents. So if you click left and right, you've got both of theirs. Doesn't matter which one you click to start on. Click on agent, for example. All we're doing here is the same thing. This is a chat. We're copying and pasting a command here. How do we decide what command it is? We're going to use Claude again. And here, the other thing you need to do, click on the three dots, and at the bottom, there'll be agent settings. Click on that, click on the models. And here, just make sure it's one of the Claude ones just make sure it's the Claude ones that's selected. And if you click on view all models, you see I've toggled all of the other GPT and stuff like that and Gemini and stuff all off. I just want the Claude models. So you can use one of the Claude ones. Research online, find out which one's cheaper, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just eventually click on one and get on with it and get started. And again, on here, you get loads of free tokens. And then when you're using it a lot, you have to start paying, obviously, a subscription. But it's well worth it. If you think how many, like you could be creating many apps every single day doing this sort of stuff. And this could help you immensely. First of all, in your daily life and your productivity, and then build up from there and take imperfect action. It doesn't matter if things break at the beginning and stuff. That's how you learn. You're not going to just learn by watching loads and loads of videos. You're going to learn by doing stuff a lot faster, actually. So once that's done, how do we get the command? I'm in a new chat. My brain's feeling very empty today. So what do I ask Claude? Come up with new ideas for Chrome extensions, because I can't think of any. Relatively simple. Help me immensely every single day. So you can just do it like that. Bit of back and forth. Let it help you brainstorm. By the way, just to pause here, if you want to, you could literally dump here everything you do about your work role, the tools you touch every single day, the tasks you repeat, the stuff that annoys you, what ideas you always wanted to try, your passions, your hobbies. Write essays in it, whatever. Let it then crawl through all of that and work out what's best for you. So let's do, for example, Deck Screener Notes Overlay. This is a crypto software where you can track tokens, for example. Let's make number 7. I said, give me a custom prompt for cursor for number 7. Research Deck Screener online so you fully understand what is needed. Simple. And by the way, obviously, when you have more time, make it more detailed, more specific. You're going to get better outputs. Better inputs equals better outputs. The skill, again, I repeat, it's not about the coding. It's describing your friction, your wild ideas, asking what it can learn about you to help you. So it's now building it out. It's got some suggestions. But remember, if some of these you don't like or you want something different, you can play around with it. For the sake of this example, we're going to assume that everything is building here is exactly what we want. Crazy. Look, it's just building away. Why do you need to code anything? So it said a lot of stuff there, but it's not giving me a direct command that I can just copy. So again, just reiterate. I'm just telling it, I've got the folder already. I've just called it test folder for now. And here we go. Paste this starting prompt. So all of this spiel, all we're doing is we're copying and we're pasting. That's it. And it's told me to go to step 1 first. So copy there, go into cursor, paste here, and we're literally building a Chrome extension. And we're actually going to go to the Chrome Store page, and we're going to unpack this extension right now and put it on our Google Chrome. By the way, where do we get up to with Bolt while we're waiting for that? Let's have a look. It's built it. This is now live. And this is very, very easy to share and create an app. So if you click on share here, it will give you, well, it's private at the moment, but it'll give you a public link. So let me just click publish. And after it's published, you get that link. And then with Google Chrome, you can actually turn that into an app that you can save on your desktop. And you just open it every single day or save it into one of your bookmark folders. So you see, I've got a link there. Click on that, opens a new page. And then every day, all I do is I refresh this. I glance through it. And that's my work done. Something that might have taken me half an hour or an hour, I can quickly do. But remember, I can fully customize this. I can customize the categories. I can customize how the information is given to me. If it seems too complicated, I'll tell it, make it more simple. Add 2 more paragraphs to it. Add an extra paragraph about how I can share this with my audience on X, for example, or TikTok or Instagram or whatever. So many things I can do with this. And it's got the links. So all of these articles, it's got the links for. So you can see the source and you can read it in more detail if you wanted to. This is amazing to be able to create this in just a few minutes. Your own app. This is your app basically. You can do what you want with it. Call it what you want. And this is not anything that you need to sell or promote. Just keep working on it so it helps you every single day. And then if you find it's immensely helpful and you think, maybe other people will find use in this, then think about monetizing. And to create this into like an app format, very easy. Click the 3 dots on Google Chrome, scroll down to where it says cast, save and share, and you should see an option there where it says install page as app. So just look for that. It's cut off from the screen, but install page as app. And basically it's turned it into an app now. So I've got a folder here full of kind of like Chrome apps, and it's there as an app. So I can double click this every day and open it as like any old Mac app. So you can see I'm doing the MVP way first. This is not a proper app because I don't need it to be. I just need to read the information every single day in a quick manner. And every day, if I find I can change something with it, go on to Bolt, tell it what you want to change. But use Claude to actually prompt Bolt rather than just Bolt alone. If there's something you don't like about it. You want to change the colors, mess about with, add images to it, whatever you want. Just ask it here. Okay, so it looks like the extension's ready for testing already, which is amazing. So what we need to do is go to the Chrome Store. So all you're doing is you're scrolling down to where it says extensions, manage extensions, and click on the button that says load unpacked. You'll see it in the top left. And then here is our test project. It's got the background file, content.js, manifest.json file. It's got all of those. Those are all the important files. Coders will understand that stuff. We don't need to. Just click select and get on with it. Now there was an error. It said failed to load. I'll show you the image. Because of some icon thing, which I think happened with my last Chrome extension as well. Copy and paste it into Claude, don't worry about it, and click enter. Let it sort it out. It will tell you then what to do. So you can remove it from manifest. I don't want to mess about with coding. Tell cursor. Yes, I don't mind that. So go here in cursor, tell it to do whatever, and then get back to it. So once it's done this, all we have to do is refresh the extension and we're good to go. In the meantime, this is the app. It could be any app that you're messing about with. This happens to be Dex Screener, which is an app with loads and loads of crypto coins. And this is one we're going to use for the Chrome extension. So now it's got an icons folder I noticed in it. Again, just click select. The extension's loaded here. It's called Dex Screener Notes and it's active. And I'm going to pin it. Now let's see what it's all about. So once it's active, you just refresh the page that you're using it for. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to do. I need to just double check. So I've just asked Claude, look, it's ready. What do I expect to see when it's live and I'm on Dex Screener? So it's asking me to go into console, but I don't want to mess about with that. What it's saying is you won't see any visible UI changes yet, no buttons or panels. We're just testing if it's working. Fair enough. So let's do that. I think it's Command, Option, and J. And you can see there's all of this going on. Again, I don't care what it is. All I'm doing, screenshot all of this or copy and paste that console stuff to Claude. Copy and paste, hit enter. Let Claude deal with it. Blah, blah, blah. You're on a token page that's not using, but it still works correctly. So that's really good. Let's do phase 2. Okay, so what are we doing? We're basically just copying this into cursor. So again, literally only a few minutes going by and we've got a live Chrome extension. Let's see if it actually does stuff now. You'll see loads and loads of messages about Python and stuff like that. Ignore everything. And if you're unsure about anything, take a screenshot of it, ask Claude. Because what's really good, especially if you're like me, layperson when it comes to coding, you can learn on the job. You can learn as you're building these things. If something Claude says to you doesn't make sense, just go back to Claude and say, that doesn't make any sense. Explain to me, use 5 different analogies so I fully understand what you mean. Or tell me how to fix it. Or give me 3 different ways I can fix it. Or 3 ways I can make it better. Where this is so different is when I would build some sort of tool with a developer, days would go by whilst I would get feedback, send it back to the dev, and they would do the next updates. And then days would go by again. And it would just take so long to build anything meaningful. Where here, it's instant. If something's not working, instantly fix it. If something needs to be better or I can add new features, I can do it instantly. So you can work so fast with this. And I'll just show you this briefly, but this was another app I'm working on where basically it's a Chrome extension which quickly tells you which coins are obvious rugs and which are not, just as an initial step. And then there's many other things where I'm looking to add to it afterwards. But this was just for practice and this was my first effort at a Chrome extension and it's not bad. Like I'm shocked that it's working, especially at such a fast moving page where basically it's using the images here and it's literally reading the page when it's putting together all of this kind of all of these scores. So it's all ready now. So how do we actually refresh it? You basically go back to the extensions page on Chrome, Google Chrome, click this button here, refresh. Click it once and then just remove console and then just refresh Dex Screener once as well. So it should be working now. But what should I be expecting? Obviously I can ask Claude, but I don't need to. I've seen it here. Look at that pop-up. Dex Screener, notes, add your notes. This looks like a rug. Save. Those are saved. So it's a basic note kind of app at the moment. So if I click on another one and then maybe I could go back to that one. I can't remember what that one was now. Let's just go back twice. Yeah, it's saved the note. So it's a really good starting point. It's just phase 2 we're in. So imagine if you had a few hours in an evening back and forth with this, what kind of app you could make. Again, for next to nothing really and with absolutely no coding knowledge. So what's the real needle mover here? Well, my opinion, the needle mover here is if you want to create something that you can monetize, it has to be something that you're very knowledgeable about, you enjoy talking about or working on, and then try and work with AI to create some sort of app or extension or some technology around it. Otherwise, if it's just apps for your daily life, like let's say you just want to do a basic like daily calorie app or gym app or something, create it yourself because you can custom make it to you, how you want it to look, how you want it to notify you, etc, etc. Definitely don't sleep on this stuff. And if you've enjoyed my content, make sure you join our free school group below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel because as I progress with this, I will share any kind of tips and tricks I learn along the way. Thanks for listening.